Hello everybody and welcome to part 15 of my Salty Shaka series. We are in the middle of a war of attrition with America. We are trying to push through in a very complicated layout where there's rivers, mountains, rough. So we have to be very careful.
The press is the best instrument for enlightening the mind of
Machinery
man
is here, which
and
means the
improving
option
man's
to upgrade to
irrational, moral, and social.
crossbowmen is here. And we have lots of them, but not the money to upgrade them all right now. And since a lot of them are just doing uh, human monument work, we do not have to address them. Looks like somebody got away with philosophy for free. That's unfortunate. That one's not going to be our problem. But we did kill the one spy, so at least our spy has leveled up. That will be very helpful. Okay, so let's see here. This MP will be out in 3, so let's go ahead and use those 3 turns to research workshops. We'll get a workshop up here, and then when it's timely, we'll research optics so that this city can build a lighthouse on top of that, because this city, a lighthouse is going to be worth like 3 water mills for a fraction of the cost. Now, as far as this worker, I think it was a mistake to leave him at home to repair tiles. We've already pillaged one of his tiles. We do have a worker coming up from the south, but this area is kind of America infested. We're still pushing through. So we will have a worker down here, but we don't have one up here. And we already have one tile that we've pillaged. Even as populous as the city is, we had plenty of good tiles. So yeah, I do think it was a mistake leaving him around for that. Oh, but luckily we've got bridges now, so he can get to the front relatively quickly. He'll finish up here, do this, come down here, and, go from there. This is West Deaths, so he's going to be aiming for this camp. This is Germany, yes. And although he's not aiming for that camp, well, what we can do is we can have this guy. Oh, you know what? I was going to say we can have this guy step out, and that way he can occupy the city tile. But if he steps out, we can upgrade him, come over here, come here, step and shoot. So I like that idea. That's the only way to get there and do that. So yeah, let's do that. This one will be the first one to get upgraded. He becomes the new human monument, which means we should name him Germany. And we'll strip this guy of his name. I know it's going to be tedious watching me juggle their names, but it's been really helpful as far as keeping track of what everybody's up to. Let's see here. This guy, let's see, 2, 2, 3, huh? Oh yeah, because 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, because of machinery. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So next turn, 2 turns from now, 3 turns from now. Next turn, 2 turns from now, 3 turns from now. So maybe we would have him cross the river here in 1, 2, 3. That way 3 turns he can obstruct. That makes more sense, but it's been decided, so that's what's going to happen. We did not name this guy. He's essentially going to be home defense, so let's go ahead and name him that, because I haven't been. We've got a West Deaths and, in theory, an East Deaths. But we didn't have a composite bowman that was named for home defense, and now we do. Yeah, like I said, he could stop off here, but the war against America is, how to word it? It's substantial, so let's treat it as such. It was a big mistake for me to have the Germany cross the river, and I've kind of been playing from behind ever since. Okay, so this is a problem. Okay, and I see this here. let us... Oh dear, so much going on here. Well, first things first, this guy is a monster, and this is a double tapper with range. So I think, looks like 2 shots we should be able... Nice. That's what you want to see. That's exactly what you want to see. And the gold's nice, too. We have to relinquish this spot for this guy. So... killing here is the easy spot. The problem is I don't want to charge in blind, especially... Yeah, see, there's something there. But we don't know what it is, and we won't know until we step here. The question is, can it be something so bad that it could one-shot this guy after he attacks this? And I'm thinking, probably not. So let's just do that. Okay, we heard the drum roll, so he'll get double... Alright. So he'll step here. Looks like we should have this guy. He could heal up, but we're going to need him being able to step forward, especially since this guy's going to be healing. So if he's here this turn, and then he ends up here next turn, and this guy's healing, his double medic will help. And he'll have his own double medic at that time, so yeah, he'll be healing up for at least 20. I don't know if the second medic actually helps other people. Maybe medic 3 says both. I haven't looked that far ahead. Alternatively, we can move this guy down here to help act as a blocker. So we do know we want this guy moving down here. And right now it's becoming a question of who's where as far as the river. The fact that everybody's being able to kind of push in this way in a sensible way, especially with these civilians coming in from behind, I think is probably a very good thing. So I'm tempted to say let's bring him down here to help. In fact, we could just act as a blocker if we get this out of the way, which this guy can do, but then we're in, you know, bombard range. Let's take the Great General and radar. There's another unit there as well, and I think we saw there was a composite bowman in here. So composite bowman, bombard, and 1 unit. Probably not so bad. From here we get the flanking help. Okay, swordsman. That's not so bad. Wonder where this caravan's going. Can we see? Is he just waiting to deploy? Interesting. Okay, so as much as I don't want to have these guys be on defense, especially in the case of swordsmen, because see, the problem with swordsmen is this is the first time you don't want these guys being on defense anyways. Between their flanking buff and their spear throw, you want them to be attacking. But if we attacked here, it's going to be pretty lossy. Whereas say I move this guy in here and he attacks, like we'll get a deflank, and then I figure this guy's a double tapper. Okay. So let's back him up. He's the only one that's not double tap or more. So let's just make him a crossbow right now. If we step this guy up, like so, and we relinquish this spot to this guy even though he wants to heal, I don't know where we're going with him yet. I do know I at least want to relinquish the spot. So now if he attacks, we get a deflank. We can armor up, double tap in, push in with the healthy one. Maybe also be able to pillage, you know, the next turn. So we have options there. And this guy could probably come down here, act as a blocker for this guy, help him heal up. And then if he's going to be pushing into here, he can help heal up. This guy's a double tapper though, so I kind of want to invite this guy in so we can shoot it down. And maybe he comes up here and he comes up here. That way everybody's healing when the double medic pulls in. Because we know this guy's going to get hit too. That kind of makes sense. And then he can push in to either help up here or help, you know, all of them come in here. So yeah, let's move him here, and I think the Great General coming down makes more sense because everybody's hurting over here. We know he's going to get bombarded and probably triple hit. He'll get single hit, And up here we only have to worry about one hit. So the Great General coming down here right now makes sense. We know we have one. Hopefully he can cut through to here and then here. That would be great. And then he could come over here, and then we can split up better. I think that makes sense to me. Okay, so we want visibility over here, but these hills seem juicy also. We'll take one hill. Oh, very nice. I was thinking one hill just because we got to get out of the way of this guy too. So, and we don't want to go in like 1-1, like say something was here. In fact, maybe if he pulls this away, we can go step here, and then he'll return, and then we take it because it's out of bombard range. And if we can attract his units over here rather than over here, all the better. So let's see, which city-states actually wanted us to find that? We got Buenos Aires, which we just paid to make allies. That's great. And then, of course, Geneva, who wants Taoism, wants religion. And we do have the lead with that. So we're going to be allied with them as well, and they have Wales. I don't think we got Wales yet. Oh, we do. Okay, in Cape Town. Yeah, I remember now. I remember. So, but we will be allied with them. Are they hostile? They are not. Okay, so that's pretty good. That'll help us get those pagodas out. Since we're in a new era. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and have them defend, which means this is the guy that's going to get hit, and that's fine. It doesn't matter who. Scout is just kind of out of place, but he's not in anybody's way yet, and I don't think from where he's at he's going to get that way. He's only got one movement point left, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so this was a little complicated, but I'm pretty pleased with the results. Whoops. Damn. I did not mean to choose that option. I'm so used to just trying to get those thingies off of there. Oh, he goes for that route. Okay.
Do not wait to strike till
alright. So, yeah. Interesting. Okay, medic 1. New guy. He's going to be the new West Deaths. And he's going to be the new America, I'm guessing. But we will still have him do like we were saying as far as getting over to this camp along the way. Alright, we'll just have him... Wow, that's quite some mobility there. Thank you, Bridges. We can have Runty get out of the way for a minute. Like so. Almaty no longer needs your help. Which one's that? Yep. So now we're doing very, very, very well, which is great because they decay rapidly. Yeah. Almaty, that's the one that's Almaty. No longer needs your help, which means this camp is no longer here. Which means nothing to us. Hey, look at that. The Great General's getting the good spot this time. Remains to be seen. There is a unit here, which means there very likely will not be next turn, so that's going to work out very well. Germany and America now friends. Well, everybody's friending up on the other side of us. To be expected. There's only 2 turns until we can start building workshops. That is a pretty high priority. In the meantime, we did get the Iconda up. What comes next, building-wise, would be optics for sure. And that's pretty much it. Maybe we take optics early on our way to astronomy. That way, after this city gets that up, we build that. Because mostly none of this other stuff really means anything to us. We would like to get to rifling. That's the MP's next destination. But we also want to be thinking about science every step of the way. We are not so amazing in our leadership that we can afford to just ignore that. It's going to be weird playing without Hermitage. We'd have to take time to build amphitheaters and stuff. I don't see it going that way. So yeah, as far as what to build here, I mean, we can start on, say, like, crossbowmen. Since we are basically going to be relaxing the building of such things in these areas, here. One more impy. We're going to have workshops in 2, and we do want the Writers Guild up here. We're about to grow into Writers Guild 4. That seems to work out fairly well. Yeah, let's do that. As much as I'd love to just keep building units, the Writers Guild and the workshops are important, and we do have enough units in the field right now to do everything that we're looking to do, I think. So, okay, we got reinforcements coming from down here. Let's take a look at all this. To my surprise, these guys did not get attacked. So him moving in for the double tapping capabilities might have been actually a waste of sorts. But we can move him into here, and we can double tap, like say on this guy next turn. These guys can get in here, start pushing. So not bad. Not bad. As for his double tap, it's not going to be enough to do there, and we definitely don't want to push this guy in. So unless we could clear this guy so that this guy could push in, we're not going to be able to finish him off, period. We know we want this double tap to go to that guy. It's always going to be that way. We'll get the double medic in here. And we need to extract this guy. This guy and this guy wants to heal up. So I think we just do a hard swap like so. It's not clean, but now the Great General's influencing this one, so if we step this guy here, should be okay. We'll have the double tapper, the range double tapper, hit this guy just to make sure this guy doesn't die. I don't think he's at risk of dying, but let's weaken him up as much as possible. Also, as you know, spreading the weakenings up makes it to where we are more likely to... we're more likely that they'll have the gumption to continue on rather than taking that time to heal up, and then we can swoop in their damaged state. So this guy could say 1, 2, 3. One of these guys can just push into here while the other one attacks this guy with the flanking bonus. So which one benefits from being more forward? This guy is way more promoted, so let's make it him. Good, this is the end of the line. I mean, he can always send more units, but there's nothing sitting here right now, and that is great news. That is really great news. Yeah, that's looking very good there. Okay. So we'll have this guy come in this way, I guess, because we're almost ready to start getting into position to start shooting on the city tile. He only has to step up 1. He can step up onto this tile non. Yeah. Should we push into this guy? No. We're going to be better off healing everybody up. It looks good the way it is, I think. Now, I'm actually tempted to try and see if the scout can cut through here, because that would actually save some time. If he takes a turn to heal, that wouldn't be the worst of things. And we can always, from here, just come over here, which we would end up in 2 turns anyway. So I'm just going to move him in. It's not going to hurt anything to do so. He'll be in a position to start. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we'll come up here, and then we'll come back here. If that worker comes back, we'll swing in and take him just to act as a distraction. Although we don't want to do it if it means that... maybe I should have come up this way to tap into the road sooner. Yeah, that probably was a better idea. No worries. Let's see, we'll just get him into borders to heal up real quick. This worker is kind of with nothing to do. Growth in 4, 15, 7, 10. So he can handle 7 and then on to the 10. So onto the roads we go. Yep. Okay. So yeah, very complex, but I am very glad to see that this is the last of it, with everybody healing up with all the medics. Ooh, there we go. More people on the way. That's what I was expecting to see. Okay, so this will make things very interesting. Nobamba still hasn't converted, so we don't have the option of buying a pagoda there, so we'll just buy the pagoda here. Takes care of that. There's that. Promotion. Yes, this is Germany. He's just here to help, and he's doing a pretty good job. Zerk desires citrus. I don't know that we've seen citrus yet. How is our happiness doing? They're all singular, so let's just hold on to that. Get to that golden age very quickly. I like it. Look at this. Cuts right through. So beautiful. So beautiful. And now this guy is heavily damaged. Okay. Well, this double tapper hits here and should finish him off, right? Yep. So now he can use this movement to move, I guess. He can finish him off and hit that guy. So that seems good. He can heal. Yeah, let's get the scout out of the way. I just don't even want to think about him. Step, shoot, like so. And in fact, we can move him down here if we wanted to. He's the better promoted one. He is missing almost enough to wear a full pillage. It makes sense. And this guy's got to cross the river. So let me step up here with this guy and pillage. Like so. And then he can go 1-2 pillage if I wanted him to. I don't know that I want him to. If we can zone a control, this guy can handle the bombard and such, I think. Are you a medic? You are. Okay, so he will heal up a good amount if we just keep these guys. We'll just double down here, like so. He comes here because he's going to start working on that, which means we could step this guy and shoot, but we want to make sure the bombard's always going to come here as it stands. We know that. So let's come here and here for the zone of control. I think I'm going to have this guy go 1, 2, 3, slam into this guy, because we're going to get a lot of flanking buffs and such. And we know their bombards and stuff are going to be coming here, so we don't have to worry about him. He'll be able to pillage and move. We do have a worker coming in from behind. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Alright. So I didn't want him to get that damaged, but what did I expect, right? So actually, this guy might be the target, because then they can triple up on him. And he's actually at risk. That was probably not the best move. I would like to have another impy up here that could actually help. This guy, these guys are not it. And he's going to take some time to get over there, like 1, 2. And he's damaged as well. He's double medic, and these guys are healing, so he needs to sit tight, actually. We'll move him here. Might as well move him here. The reason why I say here is because to get anywhere useful, it's going to take us a whole nother turn anyways, and in the event that America pays Brussels. In fact, we know that they were allies before, right? Oh, wait, no, this was not them. It was this guy up here. Okay. But nevertheless, if he, you know, makes them friends, we don't want to lose a great general. Like so. Speaking of great generals, this one should be safe to move over here. And now we're covering everybody. I probably should have left this space for him. But it should be fine. The only thing that makes him at risk is if all these triple team him succeed. Well, no, even then, I was going to say a horseman along the road, but that's not the truth. Because he would get zone controlled by this guy, and this guy would need to be present to kill him. So, okay. He's safe there. Let's take a peek here. Okay. I'm willing to take that risk. There's a road here, so either one of these can manufacture a unit and hurt us. More so this one. Has this got road? It does. Okay, so if Washington produces something, we're at risk. Atlanta, unless it's a horseman, which we could survive. Okay, so we got a distraction over there. That's not bad. 1, 2, 3 is good enough. We can still get through, okay. Alright, he's going to cross the river here. It's a horseman, but he can't see us, so that's good. He's going to come up through here, so we'll step here and... Good. Let's see. He's basically... He can reach all the way over there. That's great. This is West Deaths. And now Runty gets back into position. You heal up. Home defense, tap into the road system. We'll have him become a composite bowman or crossbowman as soon as we can. Let's see, of all the ones we would like, let's just get into the city tile. That seems good. All right. Please don't die. Oh, I didn't even see that. So I guess Germany's got to step out like so. Actually, we knew units were over there, so that's no real surprise. Is that reason enough to back this guy up here? It might be, right? He's pretty damaged. He's a medic too, though. I don't know if, say, when this guy heals up, he'll benefit from multiple medics or not. Yeah, but either way, this is going to be the one that gets hit because this guy's going to do so much healing. So we'll just keep it like this. Hopefully we don't get the one right outside the city tower doesn't get killed. He's willing to give me Boston, but then I'd have to wait 10 turns to go from there, so I must refuse. That's just unfortunate because I think we're at... Oh! He didn't kill us. That's so good. I was worried about him killing this unit, and he didn't even touch it. Why didn't he touch it? What was he going... He must have been going after this one. Because we got all the good healing from all the medics. I saw numbers of 20, so that means you can apparently benefit from multiple medics. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't retrieve that word from my memory. So I'm noticing here that we do have the bombard option and we also have the attack option. The two together is probably enough, but we can move either the scout or this MP in if we need some flanking help. It looks like flanking help would be nice, so I'll just move him here like so. There we go. With the spear toss, not a big deal. We'll have this guy do some radaring. There's another unit here. It might be a horseman, because we know he had multiple horsemen's. So what I will do is horseman 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get started on repairing this, and I'll interrupt him. We'll revisit that every single turn so that we're not actually missing out. Okay. This will be the new West Deaths. Actually, we are accumulating so many units that we could have had a backup army to just go take Jakarta. It's not a bad idea. But let's see here. Home defense can reach all the way here. How far can you move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll have him be the new home. We'll step as far as we can, upgrade, there we go, and then you can become the new human monument, which means you get stripped of your name. There we go. And this is East Death, so we'll just move him here, because that gets us a great deal of visibility, flexibility, and West Deaths is already off. The new West Deaths is already off to the races. Hey, look at this, we actually have a situation, so I'll have him stay back here. There we go. And then this will be great because next turn he can step. It looks like the spear toss got him because he didn't actually take any damage, so that's pretty nice. And then next turn he can heal and he can actually crawl, heal there. And it doesn't look like the river... Oh, this is... Well, does this count as a river? No, which means there's no river between these two hexes. So yeah, we'll be able to push in even without penalty. So good deal. Yulundi, there we go. Get that extra faith for a whole turn. New camp down there. We can address that. 1, 2, 3. It's unfortunate that we're going to have to take a whole turn to get over there like so, but iron enemy is near. Napoleon has declared war on Alexander. Okay, well hopefully that means that Napoleon's forces gets a little broken up. Let's see here. We know we want a workshop started here. 11 turns, huh? Well, we're going to grow in 9. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I mean, we can switch our tiles, but I don't think that's a good idea. It might not be so bad because the sooner we get the workshop up, the sooner we can get the optics up, and then the city just explodes, right? So let's see here. 15 and 9. Okay, so 2 more turns. Research-wise, we want to start heading towards scientific theory. So we would probably say chivalry, backfill this, and then go on to banking. Okay. No. I don't want to speed this up. Every time I've ever made this kind of decision, like it's important for things like National College, but just for a regular workshop, we need the city growing anyways, because when we first get the lighthouse up, we're going to need the population to actually be able to man it. So yeah, just grow 2 turns in the grand scheme of things is not a big deal, but the science we get from that one citizen and going forward might be. So okay, no punish, no punish. That is great. And I also see Leventa is ripe for tribute. 11 turns to go and we get friendly with them, but we've seen in the past that when we ask for tribute, it says gets rid of the quest, but these accumulation quests tend not to go away. And 11 turns is about what it's going to take to, you know, erase the hate from that. So that's pretty good. As for this worker, we are intending to take Washington over eventually. So I think we should leave him hang tight nearby. We can have the scout come here, look safe, so we'll continue to hug. We'll just have him come here, and that way he's on the borders. He can still be seen. Maybe they pursue him. Seems like a good idea. Let's see. 4 turns until growth, 7. So we'll have him get on the road, hide in the city, and go from there. Caravan. Okay, this is the one that was feeding Nobamba. And we can see here Nobamba's about to grow 1 anyways. It'll grow to here. So this city got off the ground. Plenty good. It's what we wanted to see. So maybe we send this to Beijing. Or relocate it to Beijing to feed Ulundi. Or since Beijing's only at 7 and is not growing in terms of faith, maybe we can send it to there. Get that population up so that this becomes 5, and if they build a temple later. Oh, wait. Yeah, puppet, it's not gonna... I know, everybody's been talking to me about annexing this city, and it's not a bad idea. I just want to spend my happiness on other things, like growing the hell out of Ulundi, for one, but also situations like this where we're going to have Boston as an overlap when we conquer New York. We need to have the happiness to be able to absorb those kind of things. Once we take Washington, we will have Notre Dame. And because that's the thing, right? Like the happiness we're getting from, say, Zurich is borrowed. It looks like we're still going to have it for a while, but nevertheless, I'm trying not to get too entrenched. And if we can force another natural golden age, that'll be great. So for now, let's just leave the happiness as high as we can get it. I know we're getting to the point where, yes, it's just too late to be too meaningful, and I get that. It's the Islandception series definitely leaves me one spit and twice shy as far as like taking happiness for granted kind of thing. You know what? With this tile, growth in 4, growth in 3. Okay. Yeah. It'll miss out on that faith in production. Oh, and now this is down to 2. So maybe that's not a good thing. We'll do that. And will this make a difference? It will not. But it might. It almost certainly will once we send a caravan. So if we relocate this caravan to Beijing and send it to Ulundi, maybe that's good enough. All right. Because then it'll be all 3, and then when the other 2 end, which is right about the same time, we can think about sending one of them elsewhere. Because this was at 3 followers, so I'm guessing the way it got to 4 is just by growing. That's good enough. So you're no longer West Death. We have a new West Death, right? Yep. And we already have 2 Americas, I think. So we'll just call it America and go from there. But we'll definitely be backfilling as far as that goes. Okay, speaking of backfilling, we'll get him up here. Okay, so this is a problem, but we can shoot it from here, and we can double shoot it from here, right? Alright. We pillaged this, right? Yes, we did. Okay. So, I mean, he can just clear this, but then we would need another blocker over here, and we do not have one. So I am inclined to just have him defend. We'll have him start building. We push through here, we become vulnerable on this side, and we have no backup over there, which is a problem. It might be the way to go, though. We'll have to see how it pans out. This great general can get into the thick of things, so this great general can afford to support. And I'm really happy to see that. I want to look at how all this works out. Because these guys can pillage and then move in this direction. So we might be able to back up this guy, and I think that's just good policy anyways. Get everybody mixed up here. Like so. He still needs to heal up where he's at, but he can cross the river. Like so. He crosses the river. Great work. Great worker. Well, I have the worker had a direct line over here. Great general is still going to influence everybody where it matters. We'll come up here. No. Damn. Alright. I'll have him come here because we'll be able to shoot this from here, and then we can take another turn. Because it's still going to take us at least one turn to get these guys into position. And now I'm feeling better about this to where we can come here like so. Because we can always go step, pillage, attack into this pikeman. Which means, like, say we have the crossbow or somebody get into position. Something. We'll have options is what I'm getting at. And I do think softening this guy up as much as we can might be a good idea. He is in an armored state, so that's not so good. Attacking over river. Okay, let's just leave it. We do have this... We have two archers, both with double tap, yes, that can act upon him. So we'll just do like this, heal up. I do realize I just left this worker exposed, but that would be even better because then we can all get in here and just take it right back, so no problem. He wants to just heal up, but there's no medics nearby now. Guess that's just the way it goes. He's only got medic 1 too, so that's a problem. The alternative is to move him in here as a patsy and then just back him all the way out. That's not a bad idea. If we can have somebody that'll act as a magnet, that's all the better. So yeah, I'll just move him in there like that. Actually, because this is the half-hour mark, I probably should have just left him there and reconsidered it. But nope, we've already committed, and that's fine. This whole push has actually gone quite well. It's been a delicate operation, but we haven't lost anybody yet. And we're not going to lose this guy to this, especially with this guy acting as a zone of control from anything that can come down on the road. This is under control. And so, yeah, once Boston falls, the push into New York's going to be a little bit better. I don't like this rough end, river network here, but... for the most part, it should be easier. I think it's interesting that there's some counterplay coming from up here. And that's, quite frankly, another reason that would have been worthwhile to just leave this guy here. Like, maybe back him up here, heal up in borders, and we can conquer that. He can be the human monument here, which is another reason to back the scout up I hadn't even considered. Looking good, though. So thanks for joining me. Leave the comments below. Except for Beijing, I'm well aware of it, and you guys are right. There's every reason to have annexed that a long time ago. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying this is the way I'm playing it, because I have reasons. I don't know if they counteract the upsides, but we've met our cultural and science milestones, so I'm not feeling bad about that decision at all. But leave a like if you feel I've earned it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.